Hey, how's it going, everybody? Recently, Canelo Álvarez said something on one of the interviews that a lot of Mexican Americans were like a little upset because it made it seem like he was saying that Mexican Americans are not Mexicans. But in reality, I think he was meaning something else. So I want you guys to look at this clip of the interview if you haven't seen it. And then I'll tell you my opinion. And then if you guys can be so kind and just give me your opinion down below, let me know what you think. Okay, so let's look at the video.
Never.
No. Did you see his last fight?
No, I didn't see.
He could be maybe the next Mexican star, maybe?
Not Mexican.
Mexican American?
It's different.
Yeah.
Mexican American, yeah.
Who could be the next Mexican star? Is there someone that you're seeing right now that could be the
The
guy?
Mexican American, I think Ryan have the possibility to,
Right.
the more possibilities to be. He have a lot of charisma, a lot of talent, and I think he's the next Mexican American. Mexico, we'll see.
Is there anyone right now that you see that?
No, at that level, no, not yet.
Not yet. Is that surprising?
Surprising because
It feels like it's always, yeah.
always is somebody there after the other.
The next
right?
one, yeah.
The next one. But
All right, so that was the clip. Honestly, when you hear him talk about who's the next person and all that stuff, and who's the next guy, and the guy the guy asked him, "Hey, who's the next Mexican fighter?" And then they ask him in the same context, like, "Is it this person, the other person?" And he's like, "No, he's not Mexican American. He's a Mexican American, and he's not Mexican." And that's what when he mentioned Ryan Garcia, he made it sound like, oh no, he's Mexican American and not Mexican. But in reality, I think what he was actually alluding to is actually the mindset of boxing in itself compared to United States and Mexico. Mexico, the culture of boxing is huge. So I don't really think he was actually talking about Ryan Garcia or any of Mexican Americans being not Mexicans. But when it comes to boxing, there's a big difference on how Mexican Americans drive is compared to Mexicans. I mean, when you talk about the greats, Marquez, Benito Lopez, and Benito Lopez went 59-0, and then he retired. Marquez, I think he was in the 60s, and he lost three or four. He didn't lose that many. I mean, Canelo Álvarez is somewhere in the 60s, and he's lost 3 fights or something like that. So the amount of fights compared to like a Ryan Garcia or even Oscar de la Hoya, I mean, I think Oscar de la Hoya fought anywhere from 36 to 39 fights, and he lost 6, and he was an all-time great for a Mexican American. So when you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he went 90 wins without losing, and he only lost once. He was way past his prime. He fought another 17 fights and lost 6. But it's just crazy the amount of the record. When you talk about boxing, I think it's a whole different mindset as far as how Mexican Americans think and Americans think and Mexicans think. But it's really deep rooted into the culture of the Mexican Americans. I mean, boxing is a deep culture in Mexico from Mexicans from Mexico. And honestly, it's good and bad because some of that individualism, I would say that individualism, boxing is great because it's just you. You don't have to play as a team, have to listen to your coach, people who are training you. But there's a lot of individualism, and Mexicans have that. But there's a reason, I would say there's a reason why it's there. I'm not saying it's good, but I mean, most of the time, Mexicans are fending for themselves. It's like survival of the fittest, dog eat dog. And so you get that mindset of I have to be the best. I have no other thing to fall on. Ryan Garcia might have something else to fall on. Look at Oscar de la Hoya fell on to a really good career in boxing and promoting and all that stuff. But a Mexican really doesn't have much to fall on after. Look at Julio Cesar Chavez. He fought like crazy. You don't see this big business coming out. The only one who's really doing something really great is Canelo. And he's investing. He's doing a lot of different things. A totally different trajectory. He's knows for sure that he's not going to be in boxing all the time. He's seen it. He's fighting hard and also being smart with his career. But most Mexicans don't have that. They don't have that long-term vision of doing things. And I think that's what Canelo's really talking about, is the mindset of those fighters. And I wish that Mexicans in itself, Mexicans from Mexico, because I am a pocho, and that's pocho here in Mexico. I'm here in Jalisco. I'm considered a pocho and basically a Mexican American. And they see me as a different mindset. But I believe that me as a Mexican American brings something different to the table here in Mexico, and that is doing things together as a team. I think here in Mexico we struggle. I mean, look at the soccer team. They did good this last FIFA, but before that, they always just did things for themselves. And then, I mean, you can talk about all these other sports. When it comes to individual sports like running, archery, if they're going to be doing dives, they're really good. But team-wise, they struggle. And so, all right, guys, I really believe he didn't really mean nothing like that. Coming from a Mexican American, I'm not offended after you hear that. And my perspective comes from living here in Mexico when I was young for many years, moving back to the United States and living in that culture, and then coming back and forth. I have my house right here in Jalisco, and so I see both, and I see the struggles in both cultures. I wish Mexican Americans had a little bit more, I would say, humility built in them. I think because I'm not saying we don't struggle, but as far as how much Mexicans struggles in Mexico it's less. There's more opportunities if you want it. Now, if you don't seek it, then obviously you just won't do anything with yourself, and that can be in any nationality, either here in Mexico or in the United States. All right, guys. Like I said, please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Did it throw you off? Were you one of the guys who said, "Hey, yeah, I thought he was, offensive, and I'm not going to watch him anymore"? Or were you guys saying, "Hey, yeah, he's right"? All right, let me know. God bless you guys. Till next time.